Hey guys, it's Greer, and just due to Thanksgiving and being busy and whatnot, I apparently have missed a couple of other things. So today I'm writing to the Dead by Daylight stats for Haunted by Daylight, a little post that they made. In fact, as of recording this, the game is updating with the mid chapter release. I'm gonna be critical on that one. We'll get to it, but that'll be tomorrow's video. I'm probably gonna be raging a lot on that video if I had to guess. I'm really hoping to hear Orange's thoughts on that as well. But first, we gotta get for the stats here. So it says, "Welcome back from the Void Realm. Whether you chose to celebrate in style with a costume or tuned in for some good old-fashioned pumpkin stomping, that's another Haunted by Daylight in the books. Now that we've had a chance to take some readings of the Void, let's see how your Halloween shenanigans went." Yeah, so I actually played a little bit during this. Me and Orange played. Orange went ahead and played a lot of killer matches for both of us just to get him done because he's better at killer. So he knew he could actually finish the challenges like quicker than I could for killer and easier. And then we played. I want to say we played like 5 or 6 survivor matches together. Unfortunately, Orange got like some computer issue that kicked him out of one match, so he had to play a friendly Wraith game after. So he played a friendly Wraith game after I finished, but I finished the Survivor Challenge from those. It was such a bad session. The first match we went up against, I actually have a YouTube short on this match. So if you haven't watched it, but are curious for more info on the match, I'll go ahead and watch it. But our first match, we went up against someone whose name was literally "I will tunnel you," and they were a pig, and it sucked. They were definitely toxic, like toxic playstyle. I hated it. And then there were some other like rough matches afterwards. I think there that was like rough killer like playstyles, but there was some roughness in the sense of like I think there were a couple of killers that I think tunneled I think Orange to death, or at least like really prevented him from playing. So he was very frustrated about that. I have somewhere saved on my phone him raging about it because he sent me a little video. But yeah, the Haunted by Daylight wasn't rough for me and Orange as Survivor. As I don't know how you'd have to ask him how the killer stuff went because I didn't play killer during Haunted by Daylight, probably because I was busy. But as Survivor, when we were finishing, there was like 10 hours left when we sat down to finish it. It was frustrating. But let's see. So we got total pumpkins destroyed by all players is 158,500,446, and that makes sense to me. That'd be a very high number. Breaking the pumpkins, so I remember they can give haste. I think they can also give hindrance, and I think there's a few other effects for Survivor. But there's also a challenge that requires you to break them, so it makes sense that so many would be broken. Total amount of haunts gained 10,876,006. I don't remember what that means, but that seems fair. Number of haunt hits 4,558,000. Oh, is this that thing that killers could do where they like? I think they could like shoot a thing at survivors to like damage them. I can't fully remember. There's been a lot happening, but I think that's what that is. That's fair if it is. Speaking of gutting gourds or smashing squashes, survivors and killers both woke up and chose violence as event. Was over 150 million pumpkins destroyed. The real question: who's carving all those? The Void's haunt population also owes killers a big thanks for freeing them, depending on how you look at it, in such high volumes, even if that meant turning around and fleeing them as survivors. What? Going over there. So Void Crystals gained 28,721,474. I think I ended up getting only 1 or 2 things of progress for that one challenge where you had to like escape a chase using one, which was frustrating, but like I tried. Total Void Crystal generator repaired. I remember using them a lot on gens to repair them at one point. I think there was a challenge for that, and I was trying to get progress for that challenge at one point. 10,459,482. That's fair. That seems about right. Total smoke bombs used 15,676,290. That seems fair. On the survivor side of things, it's clear there was a preference for tricks over treats. Flat flesh was void crystals. Survivors were more likely to use them as a distraction tactic than to employ their services for progenitors. Although I did both quite a bit. Still, that's a lot of skill checks that were set into the void to never be seen again. Yeah, that's true too. Well, that's all from us on Haunted by Daylight today. Head over to the Dead by Daylight stats tracker for even more stat goodness, especially now that it tracks data from past and future limited time events until next on the Dead by Daylight team. All right, well, guess that's all they had to say about that. Honestly, it was fair. I think those numbers made sense. Just kind of looking back on it, I do wish me and Orange could have had a little bit of a less rough session with Haunted by Daylight when we were finishing it, but it was, it was fine overall. But yeah, so I guess those were the stats for Haunted by Daylight. Anyone who wants to hear the mid chapter of the PTB changes, tune in tomorrow. It'll be up tomorrow. I'm gonna film it sometime after this video. I don't know when, but we'll see. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video, ring the bell, do all the algorithmic garbage. It helps us out a lot. It means a lot to us. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Bye.